trek starts out full on. You know, there's no easing into it. You're right into the roots and rocks, straight from the get-go. See a little rock gap here. Then we're out on the ski run. This section's really fast, but all the corners are, or half the corners are off camber. So, gotta control your speed on the right-hand turns and try to avoid the rocks on the left-hand ones. This section, which was known for a lot of flats, has been cleaned up a little bit. It's rolling really fast right now. Gotten a little smoother. And we're going back into the trees to the next technical section. Once again, lots of rocks in here, lots of roots. If things are wet, this section can be pretty brutal. It's a fairly long section here, and even gets a little bit rougher right before we go under this bridge. Cross under the bridge, gets a little bit smoother, but still some technical before the first really high speed section. So he's coming out here, got a little double, and then this is the first really high speed section of the trail. You're going to see speeds here of over 40 miles an hour. I'm going to take a moment though to give a little background on the trail. So this is the World Cup Trail, named because it was the World Cup course for the 2005 World Cup held in Angel Fire. And obviously it's changed a little bit since then, but a lot of the sections that were, you know, favorite parts for spectators during that event are still around, including this bridge that's coming up here in a second. So once again, really high speed section here, flying down, and you got to make a hard right hand turn and drop down into a rock garden. So you'll see that here, right hand turn onto the bridge, from the bridge drop right into the rock garden. It's really rough through here as well. Got to choose your line carefully, make sure you don't flat, and no issues. Here it smooths out a little bit. This section's been cleaned up, and you really need to get as much speed as you can through these next two berms for the next section of trail. So got those berms. Here you have to choose your line carefully and really carry your speed to hit this next booter. As you can see, I didn't quite make the landing. So super high speed once again. Speeds up there in the 40s again. This is a place where pedaling can really make a difference. A slight left-hander, continue on the trail, the right-hander, and we're dropping back into the trees. Back into the next technical section, not nearly as rough as the earlier ones, but there's definitely some rocks that'll sneak out at you on this one. And then we jump out onto the road and then drop into the vortex. This is a new section where you really got to be careful about how much speed you're carrying if you want to get that exit cleanly. Here we drop onto a new trail called Drops and Lollipops. There's some good jumps, some good drops. I have yet to see any lollipops, but you never know. Got our first tabletop. Then the drop. Carrying lots of speed here, back out onto the road. And you're going to veer up to the left onto this lower section of World Cup. A little bit of a jump there. Once again, you're carrying a lot of speed, trying to suck up these jumps as much as you can. Then a hard right-hander to this drop. And then here you want to be going as fast as you can. Make sure that you make that next road gap. That was me checking my suspension. Turns out I have it in Pro Pedal mode. Really, really fast here. A couple little rolls, some compressions. Trying to carry as much speed as you can into these next berms and into the final road gap. So here's where you got to really carry your speed for this next road gap. Got that one a little better that time. And then instead of the old World Cup finish, which went straight into the trees, got a big left-hand berm. This one you're really pulling some G's. Then the right-hander, and then the final two jumps to finish it off. And sprint it out to the finish.